Jets, the first team with multiple top 10 picks here. The Jets also have the 10th pick. But at number 4, it's Ike Ekwonu.
Yeah, and this goes back to my theory on there's only so many big people in the world who can play offensive line in the National Football League, and he's one of them. I could have gone with Sauce Gardner in this spot. I think they need a corner. But again, they're a system that doesn't put a real premium on the corner. Remember when Robert Saleh comes from that Seattle type of defense where you don't put that premium on the corner. So I passed on the corner and went with the big guy. And I think he plays right tackle for him. Or, we'll see what Becton does. Becton didn't play last year, was hurt much of the year, out of shape. Becton comes back in shape. He's the left tackle. You have George Fant at right tackle. I don't think he's that good. You can get a replacement in there. So all of a sudden, they signed Laken Tomlinson, free agency. All of a sudden, an offensive line that has been an issue will be significantly better.
They need to run the football better. I think this gives them help doing that.
Offensive line really deep. The over-under for number of offensive linemen in the first round, 7.5. And the Jets and Giants going back-to-back with offensive linemen here in Pete's what they should end. The Jets, second of 2 picks. Pete, you had him taking Ike Ekwonu first. Going Garrett Wilson, wide receiver here. Would that be a better move, in your opinion, than trading this pick for a Deebo Samuel?
Yes. And the reason being, you're getting a player, and he's not going to cost you a boatload. I'm not a big believer a lot of times of trading and paying. I think sometimes that can backfire on you. Where did Deebo Samuel come? Second round. And you look at all the guys who've been traded and received the big contracts this offseason, almost all of them were taken after the first round, the only exception being Amari Cooper. And he wouldn't have been traded if his contract wasn't bloated. So I think what you do in this scenario is you draft Garrett Wilson. And if you go what they did earlier with Ekwonu and come back and get Garrett Wilson, what are they doing? They're building it around their young quarterback. They're helping him in a lot of ways because Zach Wilson is their quarterback. So why not get a big play threat in Garrett Wilson?
I think there's been a lot of hype around this wide receiver class, and it is a good class, don't get me wrong. But if I'm the Jets, and they've got to figure out what they've got in Zach Wilson now. You just made a pick to help him out at the tackle spot. I would rather have a known commodity and a guy who knows our system because of Mike McDaniel, right? Their OC there. He originally came from San Francisco.
Yeah, he did.
His name escaped me.
Yeah.
But my whole point is I'd rather have a known commodity at wide receiver come in that knows the system to help my quarterback now.
LaFleur's brother.
Rather than LaFleur, thank you, Mike LaFleur. Rather than wait on what that's going to end up being once Garrett Wilson gets there. Now, I think Garrett Wilson's NFL ready, but again, doesn't know the system, might take some time to develop that chemistry with Zach Wilson. You can say the same thing about Deebo Samuel, but at least he knows the system, and you have a pretty good idea of how to use them and what to get out of them. So
you're also going to be paying him $27 million.
But does that really matter as much? I mean, they're not going to pay him $27 million. He'll make probably somewhere between 20 and 25. He obviously doesn't want to take $20 million or whatever's been offered at San Francisco, but the reality is, at the end of the day, if it all works out and he makes your quarterback where you hope he's going to be, that's all that matters. It's seeing what you have in it. Because the other thing is they could trade back and they could still get a quality wide receiver in this class.
Well, that's awesome, but here's the problem. Nobody wants to trade up, Brady. Right now, nobody's trying to
unless you've got a team that likes one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All right, that's the top 10 for Pete Prisco in his What They Should Do mock draft here. And he has the Jets going with Garrett Wilson there with their second of 2 top 10 picks. Ike Ekwonu, number 4 overall. The Giants also with 2 top 10 picks. Charles Cross, Travon Walker. Pete likes Evan Neal going number 1 to the Jaguars, followed by Aiden Hutchinson to the Lions. And the only quarterback in the top 10, Kenny Pickett, number 6 overall to the Panthers.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.